let's begin our yoga practice today with our eyes closed, with the breath of yoga. Let us inhale in through the nose and exhale through the nose. A nice long breath, clearing the mind, clearing any clutter, anything taking up too much space. Let's just breathe with our eyes closed. As we breathe and clear our mind, I'm going to read a scripture from the Bible. You don't have to be Christian to be here at our chair yoga, but I do follow the philosophy of a great teacher, Jesus. And here it is, 1 Corinthians 6:14. Be completely humble and gentle. Be patient, bearing with one another in love. So with that, I invite you, as you clear your mind, to just breathe in love and exhale anything that isn't love. And your spirit is telling you ways to love better, to love yourself, to love others. That would be your intention through your practice today. As we go through our yoga practice, know that this is your practice, listening to your body and only moving in ways that feel good for your body. Continue to breathe with your eyes closed and maybe going into a purifying breath. Inhaling deep in through the nose, all the way down into the belly, and exhaling through the mouth, a long exhale. Again, inhale deep, long inhale. And exhale through the mouth. And one more purifying breath, renewing the old air for new air. Inhale and exhale. And returning to a normal breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Let us open our eyes, sit nice and tall. Take your arms out long with your palms up. Inhale to float the hands up, and exhale, hands over, heart center, and namaste. Inhale to float the hands up. Big stretch here, as big as you can, and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. 3 more big stretches, inhaling and exhaling with each stretch, letting your breath guide your movement through your practice today. One more big stretch, floating the fingertips down, letting them rest on your lap or maybe the sides of the chair, growing tall through the crown of the head and relaxing the shoulders down away from the ears. As we go into a neck stretch, letting the left earlobe fall towards the left shoulder with a heavy head. If you want to go a little bit deeper, maybe you lift up your left hand and place it on top of your ear very gently and breathe. On the next breath, slowly release, lifting your head back to the center. And let's slowly look over our right shoulder with breath. Inhale to look over the shoulder. And exhale, come back to the center. Grow a little bit taller as we let our right earlobe fall towards our right shoulder with a heavy head. Try to stay tall through the spine. And if you want to go a little bit deeper, maybe you just lift up that right hand and softly place it on your ear. On the next breath, release, lifting your head back up, and this time we'll look over the left shoulder with breath. Inhale to look over the shoulder. And exhale to come back to the center. Growing a little bit taller through the crown of the head, let's go to the back of the neck, keeping the spine long. Drop your chin to your chest and let your head be heavy. Relax your shoulders and breathe. With your eyes closed and your chin on your chest, let's continue down the spine, letting it round, let it go. Let the rib cage cave in as the shoulders round forward. Let the head get heavier and heavier. Just feeling the space between each vertebra open up and breathe. On the next exhale, go on and slowly bring your chin up to your left shoulder. And when you get there, sit as tall as you can. As we go into half neck circles in slow motion with breath. Inhale to drop the chin to the chest, rounding the spine. On the exhale, slowly come up to the right shoulder and grow tall through the spine. Let's do a few more. Inhale, dropping the chin to the chest, rounding the spine. Exhale, come up to the left shoulder and grow tall. And 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. And last one. Inhale. And exhale, sit nice and tall. Bring your gaze back to the center. And let us go into some shoulder shrugs with breath. Inhale to shrug up. And exhale to shrug down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Bring it into a shoulder roll to the back, nice and slow. Keep your heart lifted. Keep your gaze lifted. Slow, big shoulder rolls to the back. Just releasing any tension in the upper back, shoulders, and neck. One more big shoulder roll to the back, leaving the shoulders down away from the ears as we grow even taller. Let's begin some small upper body circles. So start small. Listen to your spine. Gradually make that circle a little bit bigger. This is called around the world. Maybe lift your heart as you come forward. Maybe round your back as you go to the back. Go slow. Know that the slower you move a joint, the more tension you release. Inhale and exhale with each big circle. Working with your body, working with your spine. Come back to tall spine once again. As we switch the direction of our circle, start small and go slow. Two more big upper body circles. Inhaling and exhaling with each circle, coming back to tall spine. I'm just gonna come a little bit more forward in my chair. You can too if you would like. Maybe even open up your knees and your feet just a little bit. We're gonna go into a seated cat and cow. So go slow here. We'll start with a seated cow. So using your hands on your bent knees, hinge forward, pressing your chest through. Lift your heart, lift your gaze. Inhale to fill the lungs up with air. On the exhale, nod your chin, begin to round back like an angry cat. Inhale, coming into seated cow. And exhale into seated cat. Go slow and just go through your spine like it's a wave in the ocean. Exhaling and inhaling with each pose. Inhale. And exhale. And two more. Inhale. And exhale. And come back up to tall spine. Now, let's go and take our legs out in front of us. So the more you can come to the edge of your seat, the better this is gonna feel. And then point your toes up to the ceiling to ground your legs, ground your feet into the earth. You're in staff pose, sitting tall, pulling your belly into your spine. Nice, big, gentle breathing, feeling your breath go all the way down into your belly with each inhale. Now, if you want to go a little bit deeper, you can always float your fingertips up. By the way, if you have any shoulder injuries, you don't want to come above your shoulders. You would bring your arms out in front of your shoulders. At any time we're above, bring them out in front. Reach your fingertips up towards the sky, feeling the energy flow through the fingertips, feeling the energy flow through the soles of your feet. Let's breathe 3 breaths here. And if you want to go a little bit deeper, maybe hinge 2 or 3 inches forward. Just breathe. Now you can stay here, or if you want to go a little bit deeper, you can go into a forward fold here, dropping your hands towards your knees or your feet, gazing down to your knees and sliding your hands toward your ankles, but only as far as it feels good for your body. You can even bend your knees a little if you need to, and then gradually straighten them. Let us breathe 3 breaths in forward fold. Once again, you can be all the way down, or you can modify just using your hands and your arms to modify your forward fold. Either one works. On the next breath, slowly begin to round your spine up, articulating your spine, stacking one vertebra on top of the other at a time. Chin is the last thing to come up. It's going to pull that left heel, left foot in. You're in half staff pose now. Maybe you float your fingertips up, feeling once again the energy flow through your fingers. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you hinge 2 or 3 inches and stay there. Maybe you join me for a forward fold. You can do modified, just dropping the hands, or maybe you continue down towards your feet and breathe. So it's important that you stay where you need to stay, that you move the way your body moves. Inhale, and the exhale, slowly roll the spine back up to tall spine, articulating the spine. Chin is the last thing to come up. As we pull the right heel in, we'll straighten the right leg for half staff pose here. Once again, sitting tall. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you float your fingers up and just reach for a nice stretch. Maybe you hinge 2 or 3 inches for more. Or even more, maybe you drop your hands and go into a forward fold. What's beautiful about yoga is that we are all built differently. Each one of us, our bodies move differently because we're built differently. And that's important to remember. So you only move in ways that feel good for your body. On the next breath, let's slowly begin to articulate the spine back up to tall spine. Sliding the left heel in. As we go into a seated butterfly, we'll just let the knees fall away. So be sure you are seated well enough so that you can bring the soles of the feet together. If you want a little more, maybe you press your knees apart. Pull your belly into your spine to protect your spine. And let us breathe. 3 breaths here. So it's in the holding of our poses that we're breathing, and we're joining the mind, body, and spirit together as one to become more whole. Let us separate our feet once again, and let us go into some spinal rotation. So we want to sit tall, taking your left hand to the outside of your right thigh, and then taking your right hand around to the back of your seat or your chair, or even more to the outside of your chair. Lift your heart. Lift your gaze and breathe deep. Remember, you're breathing down, all the way down your spine with your inhale and exhale. On the next breath, slowly come back around to the center. As we rotate to the other side, switching the right hand to the outside of the left knee, grabbing a hold of the back of the chair or the back of the seat, whatever feels good for you, and breathing deep. On the next breath, slowly come back around to the center. Let's go on and straighten out that left leg once again. I'm just going to kick off my shoe so that it feels a little bit better. You can do the same. So we're going to go on and do a little bit of footwork. So point your foot and flex. Point and flex. Hard point, hard flex, ankle mobility, right? You can even bend your knee a little if you need to. Lift your heel, lift your toes. Lift your heel, lift your toes. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale and relax your left foot. We're going to take our left knee with both hands and pick it up and put it on top. Put your ankle on top of your right knee. Now, if that's hard, that's okay. You can do it here. We can modify. We can work with our own bodies, and then maybe slowly one day you can get it up. Listen to your body. Sit as tall as you can. Pull your belly into your spine and breathe 3 breaths here. Maybe gentle pressing of the knee, very gentle. Now, if you want to go a little bit deeper, if your body allows you to, you can actually bring your foot into your forearm and gently rock it side to side. Or maybe rock. Gentle, gentle. Or not. Inhale and exhale. Let's go on and release. Go on and take that left knee. Put your left foot down. I'm going to kick off this shoe now. Go on and straighten out your right leg as we go into point flex. So point and flex. Hard point, hard flex. It's okay to bend your knee here if you need to. And flex. We're just working the ankles and the feet, which do a lot for us all day long, right? Something we really don't take time to work, our feet. Many of us are on our feet all day long, and we just need to take better care of them, right? Gosh, there's nothing worse than if your foot's hurt, then you hurt all over. And then go on and bend your knees and go on and lift the heel and lift the ball of the foot. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. 2 more. Inhale and exhale and inhale and exhale and relax your foot. Now you can grab behind that right knee or in front. Try to get that right ankle on top of that left knee. Again, remember, if that's hard for you, you can stay here. That's a great stretch. Listen to your body. Sit nice and tall, maybe gentle pressure. Maybe this is where you stay. If you want more, you can lift and just put it inside of your forearm and rock side to side. Or not. Maybe you just stay here and do it with a little gentle pressure. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, and on the exhale, let's go on and release. Go on and pick up that right knee. Right foot comes back down. Shoulder rolls to the back. 3 and 2 and 1. We're going to go into some moonflowers. Once again, I remind you, if you have shoulder issues, you stay out here. Otherwise, let's take it here. Inhale and exhale. Slower is better. Inhale. Exhale. From here, we can take it into sunflowers. So you're just going to make the shape of a sunflower with your hands. Big. Inhaling and exhaling with each sunflower. Just warming the body up. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more, and we're just going to stay all the way up with our arms out and bring them into goalpost arms. This is called goddess pose. So we can add to our goddess pose with some cactus claps. So elbows and palms come out in front. Ideally, elbows are in front of the heart, hands are in front of the forehead. Inhale. On the exhale, open your heart. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. 2 more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Reach all the way up. Inhale. Float the hands all the way down. Now we're going to separate our feet nice and wide. Come to the edge of your chair. Float your arms out into a T with your palms down. We're going to hinge halfway down. Inhale. Come back up. Exhale. Inhale, hold. This is good morning pose. You can drop your left fingertips underneath your chest. And if you want more, you can float your right hand and gaze up to the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, come back to long arms as we transition, dropping our right fingertips under our heart. And then gaze up with your left hand going up. And then back into arms into a T. And then stand nice, sit nice and tall and drop your hands. Going to bring your feet back together. We're going to go into our warrior series in the chair. So there are 2 ways we can do it. You can let's everybody take our left foot out to the side. So the left corner of your chair is right here. So you can stay here. Now if you're someone that wants a little bit more, you can kind of scoop back and take your back leg to the back. So you're in this position where your foot is turned out. This foot is right here. You can stay right here. So either way, so you can either have your leg here or you can have your leg back here. And this is why I like chair yoga, because it really gets you in the correct position, whether your knee is here or out there. And then we can float our arms out long. So you're going to gaze down your left hand. You're in warrior 2. Then we'll drop our back hand to our back leg, flip your left palm up, and begin to reach up towards the ceiling. This is called peaceful warrior. Now here, this is where we can meditate on that reflection of love, or whatever it is that your intention is for your practice today. If your arms get tired, just drop them down. Inhale on the exhale, come back into warrior 2 with long arms. As we move into side angle, you're going to drop your left elbow to that left thigh and float your back arm up. This is called side angle. Maybe gaze up to the ceiling, or maybe gaze down to your big toe, but you want to protect your neck. And let us breathe 3 breaths here. On the next breath, come back into your warrior 2 with long arms to reset. We're going to take this right arm out in front of our right shoulder and reach both hands over our shoulder into warrior 1, holding for 3 breaths. On the next breath, open back up into warrior 2 to reset as we drop our hands, bringing our legs back out in front. Now, before we go into the other side, we're going to go into a child's pose. So a child's pose on the floor is very easy to get into, but in the chair, it's a little bit more challenging. So the goal of the child's pose is to totally relax and to restore. So you can just take your hands here, you can come to your elbows, and then nod your chin and let your head be heavy. But if you're someone that can continue with a little bit more, just go on and let your arms hang down as your crown of your head falls towards the floor between your feet, and just hang down there. So you'll feel a great stretch through the spine here. So once again, you're either hanging all the way down or you're supporting yourself with your elbows on your thighs. On the next breath, we'll slowly come back up to tall spine, articulating the spine, stacking one vertebra on top of the other. As we go on to our warrior series on the other side, we're going to take the right knee out. So the right corner of your chair is right here. So once again, you can stay here, or if you want more, you'll have to scoop back. Ideally, the crease of that right leg would be at the edge of the chair, and then you would take your leg out. either way, you can also come here or here. Remember, it's your practice, so it's important that it feels good for you. Sit nice and tall and go in and reach your arms out long in Warrior Two, gazing down your right fingers and breathe. We're going to move into Peaceful Warrior, dropping our back hand to our back leg, flipping our front palm up, and beginning to reach up towards the ceiling, maybe a little, maybe a lot. Maybe you continue up and over towards the back, and breathe. On the next breath, come back into long arms, Warrior Two, which is our reset pose. As we go into side angle, we'll drop that right elbow to that right knee, gaze down to your right big toe. Maybe you float your hand up. Maybe you just drop your hand down to the seat. And breathe. On the next breath, come back into Warrior Two. Sit nice and tall. We're going to take our left arm out in front of our left shoulder and then reach up high into Warrior One and breathe. On the next breath, come back into Warrior Two, and then just drop your hands as we bring our knees back to the front. So today I decided to stay in the chair totally. On Thursday, we will probably go into a standing warrior sequence where we're holding on to the chair, but you don't have to come out of your chair because now you know how to stay in your chair for your warrior. So I will offer more progressions as we go forward. Just wanted to let you know that. But remember, you need to stay where you need to stay because it's your practice, and that's important to listen to your body and move in ways that work for your body. As well as the balance poses will come up to standing, holding onto the chair as well. But for today, we're just going to go through them seated. So coming to the edge of your chair, we're going to go into tree pose. So bring your hands over your heart center. Maybe you can add to it by lifting up your left heel. Maybe you just lift up your foot, close your eyes, and you're in tree pose. Breathe 5 breaths in tree pose. On the next breath, if your heel is lifted, go on and drop it down. Open your eyes. Inhale to float the hands up, around, and bring your hands back over heart center. As we go into tree pose on the other side, I encourage you to change your tree, to change your branches. Maybe you're going to be a tall tree this time. Maybe you'll be a tree with lots of branches. Maybe you'll be a tree blowing in the wind, or maybe you'll be a fat bush today. But change your branches. Lifting up your right heel, close your eyes and breathe. Once again, 5 breaths. On the next breath, go on and float your arms down, open your eyes. We're going to go into mountain pose. So before we go into mountain pose, let's make sure that our ankles are right underneath our knees and your feet are flat. So it's important that your feet are flat because we're going to ground the soles of our feet into the earth by pressing all 4 corners of the soles of our feet into the earth, into the floor. And then just let your arms hang down with your palms forward. Just let them relax, but stay tall through the spine. Close your eyes, and you're in mountain pose. So in mountain pose, imagine, without actually moving your legs, that your knees are moving away from each other, but your thighs are moving in towards each other. And see what that feels like without actually moving the legs. And then pull your belly into your spine, lift your rib cage, lift your heart, relax your shoulders down away from your ears, grow tall through the crown of the head. And let us breathe 3 breaths and mountain pose, a pose to restore and to just connect to the earth and to be strong, to grow tall, to be sturdy like a mountain. Let us be grounded here. Inhale. On the exhale, open your eyes and bring your hands over your heart center. We're going to go into bound eagle. So go on and take your arms out in front of your shoulders. Go on and cross your left arm under your right, and then lift your hands up. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you can interlock your fingers. Maybe you can interlock your hands. From here, we lift up our elbows, stay tall, and push your elbows away from your body, opening up that space between your shoulder blades. It's a wonderful stretch. As you breathe, you'll feel the stretch just open up between the shoulder blades. Now, you can add the legs by crossing your legs, maybe hooking your ankle behind. Sit tall, lift the elbows, push them away from your heart, and breathe. 3 breaths and bound eagle. On the next breath, uncross the legs if they're crossed. Uncross the arms. Inhale to float the hands up. Circle them all the way around, back out in front of your shoulders as we go to the other side. This time taking the right arm under the left, lifting the hands, maybe interlocking 1 or 2 fingers, maybe the hands interlock. Pressing the elbows up and away from the body so that you feel an opening up in your shoulder blades. Maybe you cross your right leg over your left. Maybe you interlock the ankles or not. Totally your pose. Bound eagle. Go on and continue to lift the elbows and push them away from your body, opening up through your upper back, staying tall through the spine, and breathing deep and down. A nice